Welcome to Ghoulish Gab, always spooky, always under 7 minutes. It's time to discuss our favorite horror movies of 2024. The year's almost over. What do you think, Kayla? What do you want to
I
talk
think
about first?
I think that overall 2024 kind of sucked a big bag of dicks, but the horror movies were great. So I think my first favorite so far would be Late Night with the Devil.
Okay.
Did you watch that one yet?
I've yet to watch it. I need to watch it.
It it kind of fucks with your brain at some points, but I think it's a really original idea. If it's not an original idea, I haven't seen anything like it. And the whole premise is this guy is a uh like a late night talk show host, and then things start going down on his late night talk show and you have no idea what's going on. I kind of put all these things together with a no spoilies idea in mind because I these are all new enough that I don't want to spoil the whole premise, but
Right.
it's got great acting and the twists, like you think you know what's actually happening and then they twist it again. I think it's really good.
I gotta watch that soon. The number one movie of the year for me, hands down, no contest. Everything else sucked compared to this movie, is The Substance. And it's just so fucking good. Everything about it just hit right. The acting, Demi Moore and Margaret Qualley were both just fucking amazing. The writing, the Coralie Farja is an amazing writer and director, and I can't wait to see what she does next. I also don't want to spoil anything. If you watch the trailer for that movie though, and that's all you've seen, and then you go into it, you're in for a hell of a ride. And I can't suggest it enough. I wish it would have stayed in theaters longer. It's a tragedy that it didn't.
I finally watched that. One thing I really like is the use of technology in it to the level where like the technology of the characters, you don't know what time frame it's in.
No, that's true.
I which is something I enjoy when it makes it harder for a movie to look dated in the long term, I think. Um I really like something I actually watched with you. I liked Oddity.
Yeah.
That one had some really good jump scares. Uh The premise being a medium, like a psychic medium who's blind, tries to find the truth behind her sister's murder. And that one I think had some predictable moments, but overall the acting was really good and it there were points that literally scared the shit out of me. So,
Yeah, I really enjoyed that too. It was a good story. It played out well. That one I had kind of on my honorable mentions list. My I think my second favorite one of the year was Maxxxine, and it's just I mean it was the third part of the X and Pearl trilogy. I don't know if there's a name for the fucking trilogy or what. But of course, Mia Goth is great in it, but they nailed the 80s vibes. There's a lot of movies that try to look like they're in the 80s or take place like in the 80s and they just slap a bunch of 80s things all over and it looks forced. This movie had that grimy 80s vibe to it and it was I don't want to spoil anything again, but it's a cool movie. It's got some satanic panic style elements, and the kills were also good, and it's something I can see myself watching again and again. A lot of people seem to kind of been lukewarm on it, but I thought it hit all on
oh,
everything.
I'd say of that trilogy, that one was my favorite. I wasn't the biggest fan of X or Pearl, but I did like Maxine. Um, so I have a one that I really like. I like it and I'll watch it again, but I want to watch it again to see if I really liked it. Azrael, have you seen that one?
I've heard about it, but I haven't seen it.
So nobody talks in the
Mhm.
movie. And that's the whole point. You're in this post-apocalyptic world where people are just trying to get by and stop from killing each other. It's post rapture, I think. And Sean and I watched the whole thing and I was super into it. But then when the movie ended, some part of me was like, was that the end? I feel like I missed a point. So I kind of want to watch it again to see if any watchers out there, if you know what the point of the movie was, please enlighten me because I can't figure it out. But I really liked it while I was watching it.
I think so my number three pick was kind of a tie between In a Violent Nature and Immaculate. Those were both films that I enjoyed. A lot of things about both those films had been done over and over, but I liked the direction that these movies took. In a Violent Nature was one of the more captivating slashers I've seen in quite a while. I mean, it looked good. It was slow, but it was still very captivating. And Immaculate was more of one of those religious possession devil type things, but another one that just worked for me, and there was a lot of gross stuff in there too that I really liked. We are out of time. In the comments, tell us about your favorite movies, horror movies of 2024, and whatever. I don't care. Bye.